Good afternoon. I am here in Clarion, PA, and I'm going to hike the Clarion Loop Trail. Some of my sources tell me it's 1.6 miles, and other sources say it's 3 miles. Here's a map. Okay, the map here says it's a 3-mile loop to the Clarion River that is guided by white slashes on trees, so the trail is blazed in white. And here it shows how steep the trail is. So if it's yellow, it's steep, and red is very steep. So I take it there's going to be some pretty hefty elevation changes on this trail. And this is located at Clarion University. There are 2 spots reserved for trail users only. And actually, this was my second choice of college. My first choice was BC3 and then transferred to Slippery Rock to complete my bachelor's degree, but my second choice was to come to Clarion for 4 years. Instead, I chose BC3 and then transferred to Slippery Rock. Welcome to the Loop Trail. As I say in all of my videos, watch out for exposed roots and rocks, and always wear sturdy footwear. This is my first time hiking this trail, so I'm not sure what to expect, but according to the maps and reviews on all trails, there are some pretty steep elevation changes. Maps, I don't think there's any maps in here. I already took a picture of the map, so I don't think I need a paper map. It's a mild day for February. Temperature is in the low 50s right now, which is above normal for February, but hey, we'll take it. Right now the trail isn't too bad. It's kind of flat with some gravel and grass. Keep an eye out for the white blazes on the tree. And according to all trails, there were pictures of the Clarion River from the trail. So I think there may be an overlook. Wow, it's a huge tree. It just snapped. I don't know if the wind blew it down or lightning struck. I don't think lightning struck it because it'd be a burn mark. Can't really tell. My favorite kind of scenery. Evergreens and the creek-lined gorge. Forest is a second growth forest. The old growth trees were cut down due to industry. Here we are hiking in the new growth forest. And these trees, they've been here less than 100 years. The old growth trees were cut down for fuel and lumber for buildings and houses. And there were iron furnaces nearby, so they needed a lot of wood. A little grade here. Wow. Be a good tree for a tree house. And I see white blazes everywhere, so that's good. It means the trail is well marked. It's a very peaceful spot, despite Clarion University being up over the hill. is one of the tributaries that flows into the Clarion River. I'm going to assume this is where the loop comes out at. So I'm going to hike this trail counterclockwise. And if you don't know, counterclockwise is the opposite direction the clock goes. And this gives me a Cook Forest vibe. And here is where it would be easy to stray off course. This looks like a trail, but it just takes you down to the creek. So you want to go left. We're going to ford this little tributary. And the definition of ford is to walk across a creek without a bridge. That's my definition. Here's some beautiful forest. It's relatively quiet despite being so close to the borough of Clarion. If you are new to watching my hiking videos, blazes are like guide signs along a highway. They tell you where to go. And usually the blazes can be painted on trees or rocks or fences. Let's move right along. This will be unique, the growth of that tree. Wow. It's a perfect day for hiking. Temperatures are in the 50s and it is cloudy. And I've said in earlier videos, I prefer it cloudy. That way I can get better pictures. Even though I love nice sunny days, I do prefer cloud covers. That way I don't have the harsh shadows. Actually, Cook Forest isn't that far away from Clarion. To get to Cook Forest from Clarion, you just travel up Myola Road, and it ends at Route 36. Make a right on 36, and it takes you right into Cook Forest State Park. And I believe this trail was maintained by the students of Clarion, so thank you. Here's where the trail loses elevation. There's a switchback. This tree has bumps on them. Looks like some kind of growth. Not really sure what causes the bumps. boulders. Just amazing how the trees take root in these boulders. These right here look like nurse logs. These are from dead trees and they decompose into the soil, providing nutrients for new plant and tree growth. This blaze here is telling us we must go left. Here's a set of steps somebody made with rocks. So we're just going to carefully descend. And there's some rhododendron bushes. They thrive in dark areas like a forest. There's a lot of them at Cook Forest. There's an abundance in the Laurel Highlands. And these places look like they are newly painted. Water is orange, looks like iron runoff. And I can see where the trail continues across the creek and up the hill. So I have a feeling we're going to have an elevation change coming up here. This looks like a foundation or a spring house. Yep, I'm going to be going down here on my butt so I don't want to slip and fall. And I'm going to be fording the stream, so I'm going to be putting my camera back in my backpack. I'm going to get ready to ford the stream and I will see you on the other side. That crossing wasn't so bad. Now it's a different story if the water was high. Here's another look at the old foundation. And through the evergreens looks like there's another foundation, and already trees have started to take root in it. A little bit muddy. Now I can see this being really icy until early April, because this area doesn't receive much in the way of sunlight. Oh. Hey, which way do I want to go? I'm going to go straight. I'm going to follow the blazes. I'm not sure if this is a trail or not. There's a tree down. I don't know if that's an indication that this isn't a trail. But I'm just going to play it safe and follow the blazes. Because I'm not too familiar with this trail. This is my first time I've hiked it. And this makes a great alternative to Cook Forest. Straight ahead, see some new growth evergreens. In about 100 years, these are going to be as tall as the other trees around them. This is very helpful. There's a sign saying loop. And they have this trail blocked off. This section is kind of noisy. I hear police sirens and I heard a truck jake braking. But still a lovely hike, regardless of the noise. It's not a hike without seeing fungus. Just amazing. Mother Nature is amazing. And down below I can see the Clarion River. Okay, we're moving right along. I just hope the rain holds off. There's a right-of-way for power lines. I call that the mouth of the forest. Now it's back into the woods we go. Some Christmas trees up on the hill. This trail is rated as moderate, but I feel it would be more difficult because of the switchbacks and elevation changes. This is such a beautiful trail. I just love it. Some deciduous trees. Here's a nice footbridge, that way you don't have to slog through the mud. Along the hike you'll come to a road. This is called Water Company Road. Takes you up on top of the hill to Pennsylvania American Water. So I believe it's a private road. These look like fresh tracks. Looks like whatever animal it was running because they kicked up some dirt. This trail is lined with stones and rocks. And we're going to be making a descent here soon. That sounds like an airline pilot. We will be descending here soon. So this section of trail cuts into the hillside. You got the letter J. J is for jump. Or J is for joy. Here's a partial view of the Clarion River, but I can imagine in the spring and summer months this is all overgrown, so you probably don't get too much of a view. Looks like this section of trail is prone to erosion, especially after a heavy downpour. Here are some giant boulders on the hillside. And these were left over from the last ice age. Here's where it gets a little confusing. Looks like the trail goes straight ahead, but I don't see any blazes on the trees. So I'm going to go down what looks like a little logging road, because I do see some blazes on the evergreens, and there's a blaze on that rock. I'm just going to follow the white blazes because I am not familiar with this trail at all. And here's a historical marker, and I will go ahead and include a picture of it. That way you can pause the video and read it thoroughly. And this trail, this section is very steep, so you want to use caution. Here's a beautiful view of the Clarion River. Little sandy beach here. Water's really low. But I can imagine during times of heavy rainfall, this is all underwater. Oh, this is just beautiful. And there's the tributary flowing peacefully into the Clarion River. isthmus sticking out into the water. This would be a great place to stop if you're canoeing or kayaking or hiking and have a picnic lunch. This is idyllic. Oh, that's adorable. Somebody made a bench. And according to the Facebook group or page for the North Country Trail, the Clarion chapter, volunteers just finished this bridge. So shout out to the volunteers. Thank you so much. So peaceful listening to the water. I wouldn't call this a waterfall, but I will say the water is cascading over the rocks. Just watch not to trip over this pipeline. Looks like it's time to ascend up the hill. And this looks to be a pretty steep elevation change. Very rugged. I'm just here catching my breath, and you can see how rugged the trail is. We still got a ways to go. As you can see, the switchback is covered with slick mud. This almost looks to be an old logging road. Almost looks like the trail goes straight, but it bears to the left. Just follow the white blazes. I just don't want anybody getting lost. And this is definitely remains of an old logging road. Do not follow the road. Follow the white blazes instead. And you will see some blue blazes on the trees. That is because this is part of the North Country Trail. The North Country Trail is blazed in blue. It starts in upstate New York and ends in North Dakota. I am back where I started. I say it was a 3-mile hike. And I did the hike counterclockwise, so it doesn't matter if you do it clockwise or counterclockwise, you're still going to have some pretty steep elevation. I am very pleased with this trail. It's very well marked and very well maintained. Some sections are muddy, but that's due to Mother Nature. That is why you wear proper footwear when you hike. Save the cute shoes for a special occasion. Oh, before I end my hike, this is one of 2 benches along the trail. Here and the other bench someone made that's along the river.